Get you guys up. Hi, we are live, everybody. Good evening. Good morning to some of us across the pond there. Good evening, guys. Sorry about that. I apologize. There, I guess, is a storm going on in Canada, and our host had some snowstorms up there, so there's internet drops. So we had a bit of a hiccup. I want to acknowledge a couple minute, 10-minute delay here for the start. We do not do that. We definitely take your time seriously as entrepreneurs. That this is, it's a big deal to us. So I do acknowledge, or I do apologize for that. From MLSP, that was our fault. I can't do much about the Canada internet, but here we are. We're good. We're live. I am going to blitz through a 1-minute intro here. I want to welcome all of our guests and all of our members. Hello, good evening. If you are here, you're here to learn about Facebook Live, which is, you're in the right spot at the right time. Here we go. We got some phenomenal trainers teaching us about how to build and engage and even sell an audience through what we believe here at MLSP to be the biggest, most engaging marketing strategy for marketers. Whether it's network marketing, direct sales, you've got any type of storefront you're trying to build and engage an audience online, build your fan page. This is a hot, man, and we're doing them at least 5 times a week, Monday through Friday, every single day. And we are very privileged to have Steven Lanacia. And if you were with us this past Wednesday and you've been an MLSP for any length of time, or at least through the last week, we've been having some fun with Steven Lanacia, and they've got a new course that they created for anyone who really wants to master this thing called Facebook Live. And you'll see some demos tonight, and we'll talk a little bit about the course tonight. Either way, you're going to want to stay until the end of this. This is going to be super valuable. Lots of good training. There's lots of things that we can do as marketers with our Facebook Lives, which, guys, there's only 3 websites, top 3 websites for traffic. It's called Google, YouTube, and Facebook. And Facebook is giving love, is giving priority to Facebook Live. So this is like, if you're wanting to, and their ads platform blows away anything that's out there online today when it comes to direct response, custom audiences, retargeting, story sponsored ads. And Facebook Live is a way for you to actually build your audience for free, so that when it's time to pay money to drive traffic to an audience or friends of fans or fans who have related interests that are similar to the fans you already have, like there's so many different ways to target an audience on Facebook. And this is probably the fastest way to build the audience for free. Which is, I get really excited about, if you can't tell. And I personally host Facebook Lives all the time. So having Steven and Lanacia, 2 rock stars who are much more technical than I am, to come and explain a specific software so you can broadcast from your desktop and do all sorts of widgets and look like a rock star and a celebrity, which is what we'll get into tonight. Anyway, that's the training tonight. Stay on to the end. We've got something super special. We're going to put the link up for their course. Regardless of if you buy, you are going to get so much value and nuggets and how to build and engage your audience through Facebook Live. And I'm just really quickly, for our guests, we are not a business opportunity. This is like a training portal. This is your internet marketing school. This is your what I like to call your online Harvard for business owners who want to build online, who want to learn how to write their own paycheck, who want to learn how to become a brand, create just so much value for some specific audience. Once you find out your passion, your dreams, your voice, your message that you get excited about talking about, how do you actually, you find that audience, and how do you create content that serves them? How do you create content that addresses their challenges and pains? And how can you create, offers to build a list and monetize it like with the business, and show up every day to become the leader, which is what we've been teaching people how to do since 2008, to just dominate a specific industry, niche, target market, vertical, to become a leader for an audience, to become a leader, to build that brand, to be that go-to guy or gal. And while we're not a business opportunity, we do have an affiliate program. We just paid like well over 6 figures to our affiliates for the last 2 weeks of work. We pay twice a month. And we do have leader levels and affiliate fun and things like that. And we do have three new L1 leaders in the last 5 days: Darcy Buzel, Mark Desrivieres, and Becky Thames. Congrats, guys. You hit L1, and if you even ask the Rachels how to hit L5, which is our official Honey Badger level, you've got to hit L1 first. And for our guests, what that means is that these leaders, they're at least getting an affiliate commission from MLSP, which means they're at least putting the pieces of how to build an online business the right way. Multiple income streams, leading with value, creating real content in exchange for people giving you their email address, and how to create a monetization strategy so you can actually make money online and not just, be out there and building this brand, but actually create a real deal business. And they're at least getting something from us. And I remember my first check, and that's an exciting time. So Darcy, Mark, and Becky, congratulations, guys. Keep doing it. And before I bring out the Rachel's, guys, just thank you. There's a lot of stuff going on in MLSP right now. With our recent affiliate contest, we have a ton, a whole new slew of new members in the pipeline, and there are success stories popping up left and right, people getting their first leads for their business, people launching their blogs for the first time ever, actually people making money, with their products, with their services, creating some type of coaching arm for their business, and just really doing it, not just talking about wanting a better life, but actually rolling up their sleeves and becoming more valuable, insanely valuable to their specific marketplace, to their specific target audience. And in so doing that, they are actually creating, revenue, profits. They're being able to, whether it's their own products or, other companies' products or whatever, you guys are actually doing it. And it warms our heart. We get so excited about what, online business, internet marketing, leverage, direct sales, network marketing, whatever you're in, what we can do online today. And the training, the curriculum, the software, the tools, the leadership. You're going to meet two of them in particular tonight. Just thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. You guys are in it. You're getting better and better. You've got some drive and vision that you're not ignoring. You just won't be denied. And it may not be that you're crushing it just yet, but you're on track and you didn't give up. And I honor that, because being an entrepreneur is not always the easiest path to take, or everyone would take it, right? And you're still here. So give yourself some self-love tonight as we bring out the trainers and rock and roll. Grab a pen and paper, okay? This is going to be a fun one. I can't wait for this training, to be honest with you. I'm not sure the three different types of things that Steve and Lanacia wanted to show you tonight. I'm super excited to hear from them. And here they are. Let's just bring them out, where I know we're a little tight on time. They're L5 leaders. They've got a bunch of different income streams for their own business. They've got their own kind of member sites and softwares. They're super techy. They're always on the top of the gadgets whenever I have questions about what's going down with new app softwares or things like that. These are the two I go to, and they've been serving this community for years. They're on our highest active leadership group inside of MLSP called our Executive Mastermind Team. And they're doing it at home with the family on their terms, full time. It's real, guys. So please welcome the trainers for tonight, Stephen and Lanacia. Rachel, good evening, y'all. How you doing?
Fantastic, Brian. Ready to drop the mic.
Yes, man. We are super pumped. I just want to show this image real quick, because I know there's always new guests coming on, guys. As Stephen and Lanacia go over whether it's screen share, PowerPoint, guys, you're going to enjoy this experience the most if you click on the bottom right and go click on the gear and go to the highest resolution your internet can provide you. Ideally, it's like 720, whatever the highest resolution is. Click the gear, do that, and then go full screen. So if Stephen and Lanacia bounce around on software or websites, you will get the best possible experience by taking these two actions right here. Okay, didn't mean to interrupt there, guys. Rachel's, hi.
Well, let's get started. And hey, really just want to say thanks for everybody for getting on. Appreciate your patience as we've got a lot to cover tonight. We're gonna kind of speed it up here. We definitely want to respect everybody's time. So we're just excited about what's been happening over the past year when it comes to Facebook Live. It really hit the scene last year, for really the latter part of 2015, actually. Yeah. And over the last 12 months has definitely made a splash in the industry in terms of results and in brand building and exposure and leads and all that good stuff. So we got a lot to go over real quick tonight. So again, just want to say thanks for everybody, getting on. We're going to just go ahead and jump right into it. I got a few slides to cover, and then I got some really cool stuff. You want to stay to the end, because I got some cool stuff. I've been tinkering around here lately, and I think you guys are going to get a kick out of some of the stuff we've been working on here. But first, let's just kind of go over some information really quick for those that maybe didn't get a chance to see last week's webinar. So let me change my screen here, and we'll get this thing started. All right, so everybody should see that. Brian, can you see that just fine? Sir. Good. Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. So real quick, guys, why videos just work. More importantly, why live videos just work. Live videos definitely make a huge difference in, in your exposure when it comes to several platforms. Actually, a lot of these companies are putting a lot of emphasis on live video. I know YouTube is doing some big things with live video, of course, Facebook, and even some other major platforms as well. So there's a lot of attention on live videos, and the reason is because they really generate a lot more engagement. So let me run through a few of these different type of slides real quick. Let me kind of give you a story a little bit. So let's just start at the beginning. Okay, at the very beginning, for me personally, Lanacy and I, when we first really got into the game, actually, we had been a part of this community just for a few months or so, and around July 2012. I made my first marketing video. So it wasn't a live video, it was just a regular video, very, very basic, as you can see. Humble beginnings. I think everybody has humble beginnings when they first start off. And this is where it all began. We made a video, looks just like this. This was my first marketing video. So yeah. A little basic, no gimmicks, no special effects, just very basic, but very effective. Long story short, success, we got a lot of success from making videos. If I had to pick one strategy out of all the different things that we've learned and all the different things that we've come across over the years, if I had to pick one method that made the most impact in our business, it was videos. That's where it all began for us in terms of the exposure, brand building, building relationships, etc. It all started there. Fast forward to December 2015, heard about this little thing called Facebook Live. I learned about it from, I remember seeing it the first time, kind of heard some things, some rumors over the summer, of 2015, but didn't really see anything until around December. A friend of mine was doing a live video on Facebook, and I'm like, what in the world is going on here? How come I can't do it? And, Periscope had been out for, had a lot of momentum at that time, and a lot of people were using Periscope, but nobody had seen it really on Facebook, saw it, really just got excited about it. So mainly I saw it, and I just had to have it, period. I just had to have Facebook Live. Why? Massive exposure. It just generated a lot of massive exposure. So this was late 2015, early 2016. Only problem was it was only on iPhones. And at that time, I only had an Android device. So, which was a bummer, because I really wanted to use that type of, method, that strategy. So what I did, I went out and bought me an iPhone. So now I got two phones. I got an Android and I got an iPhone. So when people ask me, why do you have two phones? I said, well, initially it was because I wanted the Facebook Live app. And just a little insight, it seems that Facebook comes out with a lot of major updates, typically on iPhone first. So I'm an Android user as well, just stuff that I've noticed over time. Sometimes things come out at the same time, but historically, a lot of the major updates happen on iPhone first. So that's one reason why I got it. I was really excited about it. Why? Because Facebook is putting everything into live videos. They're going all in on live videos. When you do a live video, you get more exposure. When you do a live video, you reach more people. When you do a live video, at the end, you might not get a lot of comments on your regular post or images or whatever, but it seems a lot of times you get more exposure, so you get more engagement on live videos. And it makes sense. Live events attract more attention. We just had a major live event this past weekend, the Super Bowl, right? And that type of attention is so valuable for advertisers. And that's what we really have, something along those same lines when it comes to Facebook Live. So when I saw that, I had to have it, had to implement it into our business. So we got started creating all kinds of live videos, as you can see. That's just a little snippet of it. And again, why? Higher engagement, more comments instantly, right? Just because you go live. And I kind of went over this last week, but I wanted to share it again just real quick for the people that didn't see the information last week. So I didn't think it could get any better, than that. I didn't think we could have anything better than just doing live video. But around June of this past year, I found a way to go live from your computer desktop. And it kind of blew me away because I kind of thought about it over time when we were doing a lot of live videos with our phone. And I always said, it'd be kind of cool if I could do a live video from my computer. Instead of just always doing it from my tablet or doing it from my mobile phone or whatever, it'd be kind of cool to do it from my computer. It's more of a controlled environment. I got my keyboard and mouse. Seem like I can control it a lot more. So when I found out about I could go live using my desktop, I was like, say what? Because I've been looking for something like that. And yes, you can. For those that don't know, you definitely can go live using your desktop. So why is that so important? I think it's important because, one, it's going to give you more control over your Facebook Live videos. You're going to be able to add more cool effects to your live videos. You can even host live webinars on Facebook. Yes, webinars on Facebook. We see it on YouTube all the time, but on Facebook, now we have that capability to be able to do that. You can schedule your Facebook Live videos. You can broadcast recorded videos live. Now, that was a huge one. I should have made that like a different color because that's such a huge aspect of being able to use this platform. And plus, there's a whole lot of other benefits. I mean, we don't have time to go over everything that you could actually do to really impact your business using Facebook Live, especially from your desktop computer. So we found out about a tool called Open Broadcaster Software, better known as OBS. And so we started using it, started implementing. My first impression of it, a lot of you guys already know about it. You've heard about it. A lot of people have been talking about it over the past few months or so. Only thing is, when I first saw it, it's a little complicated, not difficult, but just has a lot of options. Okay. Just like any other software that you buy when you first buy it, there's like, option to do this, there's a button for that, and it's a, something for this, that, and the other thing. So, it was a little complicated in terms of just understanding. So, but here's the thing, this is how I work. This is how I roll. This is what we do. So when I first started using it, I studied it. I really dissected it. I clicked on everything. Well, what does this do? Oh, it does that. Oh, I didn't know it could do that. Oh, what does this do? And that's exactly that's how we learn a lot. We're just practitioners, and a lot of different softwares, a lot of different, things that we create, we learn by doing. And I'm just that type of learning. You can tell me anything, but I just got to do it for myself for me to really understand it. And that's what we did. And so fast forward, I started making live videos. I started broadcasting live videos. I started making live videos and doing all kinds of cool effects on them. I started being able to control the reactions that go across the screen. That's pretty cool. Wouldn't it be cool to kind of control that? So, sometimes you do a live video, maybe you get one like or one thing that pops up. Wouldn't it be cool to be able to control that and just to really increase your engagement, just to show people, say, hey, what's going on with that video? He's got a lot of engagement. So a lot of cool things there. Learn how to do a lot of that, and even learn how to even schedule a live video. That's what really, that was like the cherry, yeah, with the cherry on top right there. I'm like, I can schedule a live video. So we learned a lot, just really dissecting a lot of features and benefits of Facebook Live and how we can really utilize a lot of these features for our business, which we're doing, right? So now we're actually a true media company. We can share recorded videos. We can share live videos. So having those capabilities in your business, guys, really makes a huge difference in your overall success and exposure. Because that's really what we have now is you really need to become a media company these days to really impact the marketplace. And that's what it's all about. And guess what? So with that, drum roll, we have a new course that we just released last week. And man, the amount of feedback that we've been getting from this course has really been overwhelming in terms of just positive information, positive feedback about those methods, for people have been using for their business. It's called Go Live Studio Pro. So if you want to dominate with live videos, this is definitely the course that you definitely need to have, because we really go over a lot of cool things that really make a difference in your business. And the thing is, these are methods and strategies that I'm actually using. Yeah. So this isn't something that we just put together and really, not using it and just put some information together. Kind of a little history behind a lot of this. I started using a lot of these methods, especially around the latter part of last year, a little bit in the summer. And I kept getting people just kept hitting me up like, Steve, I just saw you do a live video and you were doing something. How in the world did you do that on a live video? Because majority of most people out there still today only think that you can go live using your mobile phone. That's it. So when I started doing all these like weird Facebook Lives, people kept hitting us up like, dude, how'd you do that? So it created a lot of attention, right? So not to mention that we sold a lot of stuff. We did a lot of business using these methods because it attracted people's attention, because it's different. It's not the same old humdrum live video that a lot of people see. It's something totally different, right? And so, matter of fact, here's a few examples. I know Danielle Howe, if you're out there, Danielle, congrats. She said, just wanted to give a quick morning testimony due to Steve and Lanesa Rachel's awesome Facebook Live training. I scheduled a Facebook Live webinar, held the webinar last night for 1 hour using OBS and made 5 sales so far. Guys, and as you can see, she's going to be doing more in terms of boosting. Kenneth said, just did my first Facebook Live with OBS. Also layered an image of the training I was promoting with MLSP campaign toward the end and my live when I was doing my call to action. It worked like a charm. This is hot, Steve, Rachel, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a lot of different examples. I mean, that's just a couple. So a lot going on when it comes to that. So let me come back here really quick. Let's see. Hold on one second. All right. So just to kind of give you a little bit more information really quick of what's in the course here. Let me just show you really fast. We've got, here it is. Okay. We've got module 1, how to broadcast live with your smartphone. A lot of you guys already know how to do that, but some of you probably don't, because a lot of people, I still talk to people every day that's never done a Facebook Live, even just from their phone. Okay. So we go over that. We talk about how to broadcast from your desktop, of course, introduction to the OBS software, which is killer, which will definitely make a difference, in terms of your live videos. So I really go over a lot of the right techniques, strategies, tips, methods that can really make a difference in your live videos and attract attention. That's what this game is all about, is getting people's attention. So complete OBS overview, video sources, audio, studio mode, and settings. I go over everything. So just watch the videos and you'll see. Just follow the steps. How to broadcast live from your desktop. How to broadcast pre-recorded live video. Guys, this is huge. I love this feature. Oh, man. Wouldn't it be? I mean, just think about that. I'm sure everybody on the call now has like at least access to like some type of presentation video, maybe for your company if you're like in an MLM or promoting some type of product. I'm sure you have like some kind of presentation or some type of demo video or something that you're sharing with people. Wouldn't it be cool if you could broadcast that video live, knowing how effective live videos are? Wouldn't it be cool to actually broadcast just that video, right? That's what this feature can actually show you how to do. Or what about a webinar that you've done? Or what about whatever, some type of information that you would love to share live because you know it'll reach more people. That's what this feature will show you. I love that feature. How to do text, images, logos, how to really brand your live video. Because typically when you do a live video on your phone, it's just really just you, maybe some of the little mobile effects that, that Facebook allows you to have. But wouldn't it be cool to put your brand? Wouldn't it be cool to have your link displayed over your video? Wouldn't it be cool to have some type of cool call to action over your live video? But that's what this particular module goes over. How to do cool intros like a television show. First time I did that, guys, back in June or July, man, I had like a ton of people hitting me up like, how did I put an introduction? It's something as simple as that. I just put a simple introduction in front of my live video before I went live, and people are like, dude, how in the world did you do that? You know, it was just something that people just never saw before, and it created a lot of attention. And it'll do the same for you, because I can guarantee a lot of your peers have not seen that as well. So if you start doing those things, you'll start getting attention as well. How to spice up your live broadcast with reactions. Like I mentioned before, the little hearts and thumbs ups and smiley faces and all that stuff, how you can really kind of control that, just to kind of give your video a little bit more pizzazz and just do something different to grab people's attention. Switching scenes, just like you see in the television shows when it goes from one scene to the next. Scheduling a live broadcast, which is huge. I'm going to show you some of that here tonight as well. All this, guys, for this course here, couple $100, $197. You know, you can actually get a copy of this course and get access to all that content. We put a lot of information in there. Not to mention, we have access to a Facebook group as well. Let me come back here really quick. You get access to a Facebook group, and I'm going to show you some live demonstrations of some of the things that I just kind of mentioned here, and even something that's new that I've been testing as well. But our Facebook group is just like going like crazy. So we've been giving support, sharing a lot of great stuff inside our Facebook group. So all the members that get this course get access to that. And so I got a lot of new things I'm going to be doing, sharing inside the group, some new little methods and some new strategies that I'm working on that I've actually tested. It's pretty cool. So stay tuned for everybody that's in the group. I got some other cool stuff coming. So stay tuned for that. You guys are going to be able to check that out. So Brian, anything that you want to add before I switch gears and go over a few demos here real quick?
I love it. Man, this course, guys, I'm telling you, if you haven't seen Stephen and Lanacia, Rachel, experience this course. These videos are not normal screen share. They're super engaging, but more than that, guys, I mean, the software, I'm not a techie guy. I'm not. And it was super helpful to watch Stephen and Lanacia go over OBS for me, which is how and why I'm able to do the Facebook Lives that we're now doing from MLSP. A couple $100 compress, even if it's just a month, is that worth it? Plus all of the crazy cool stuff. I mean, just if you want to do Facebook Live in 2017 for your business, this is a no-brainer investment. And what's cool is that starting Monday, we're doing a 30-day Facebook Live challenge. So what that means is, if you can imagine a few hundred people doing Facebook Lives starting Monday and sharing them into the group for critiques, for extra shares, for extra love, for extra comments, for Stephen Lanacia may be in there popping in, I may be popping in there, encouraging people, giving you, if there's questions about like, hey, this part of the course or this section of, I'm trying to add this to my intro, outro, or whatever, there's going to be, you're not alone. You're not just buying a course and saying, hey, hope for the best, but this is a 30-day Facebook Live challenge. So if you have any type of fears around doing Facebook Lives, you're right alongside a good handful of people who are in the trenches doing it with you, and you'll be able to help. We will be able to help one another out by sharing those lives into the groups, which if I'm certain that course, I'm sure it's super easy to do if it's not in there, but it's something that you can't. In fact, I think Stephen is going to show you tonight how to share into groups, but this is a group that does and will allow you to share your Facebook Lives into it for added exposure and added, learning and growth and critiquing and how can we get better together as a collective, leveraging Facebook Live for our business. So lots of cool perks for the buyers and people who want to master this if they pick up a Go Studio Pro. Plus the course, guys, I promise you this, the price will increase on Friday. And we're doing that as a gift for those who want to take early action as kind of our early bird buyers for this course. So that's my 2 cents, man. I'm cool if you are to dive into some training and demos.
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Yep. Cool.
All right.
Let's get started.
So I got a list here that I'm looking at. So just letting you know. So
nice.
I got a couple things to go over here. So what I'm going to do first, so let me get back. Let me change my screen again. And there we go. Okay. All right. So what I need to do first is I'm going to show you guys OBS. Okay. So this is OBS right here. Here, I'll just minimize this here and then we can just bring it up by itself. So this is the OBS software. Okay. Now, one thing that I did not mention earlier, that this is actually a free software. Okay, does not cost anything to own this software. It's an open source type of application, just like probably millions of other different types of free softwares out there. All you need to do is just go to obsproject.com. That's obsproject.com, and you can go there and actually download it. And matter of fact, let me pull that up just to show, just to make sure everybody's clear. obsproject.com. So this is obsproject.com. You just go here, click on where it says download OBS Studio. When you click on that, it'll give you if you're on a Windows computer, if you're running a Mac, or if you're running Linux. Real simple. Okay. And it's just like if you've ever downloaded anything, it's just that simple. So it's nothing complicated at all to actually download and then just launch. Okay. And that's what I've done here. So as you can see, this is the actual platform here. I know there's a lot of different things here. You're like, man, what in the world is this? What are they talking about? Well, this is actually a preview screen here. Okay. You've got scenes, you've got sources. Scenes are just like exactly what it means. Scenes. You've seen television shows where it changes from one scene to the next scene, has the camera on the man, and then next thing you know, the camera's on the woman, right? Or wherever, or an object, or outside, or whatever. That's exactly what it means. It gives you the ability to change scenes in your broadcast. Okay. So it's pretty cool. Sources basically is what's feeding that scene. So for example, one scene could be an image of myself or us, like this. This could be a scene here, right? And there's some different ways, and I kind of know how it works, but I'm just kind of giving you an example. And another scene could be an image of a picture or something like that. So those are different sources. So this is a source because it's pulling from my webcam right here. Okay, it's pulling from my webcam. That's a source. Another source could be an image or a video or what have you, right? So just to kind of give it, and then you have mixer, for all you DJs out there. So you got like a little mixing, the capability to adjust your audio and things of that nature. So it's not like you're really mixing a lot, but you can adjust your audio and everything. And then scene transitions, you can transition from different scenes. You can fade out into another scene, or you can just cut to another scene. So it gives you a lot of options. We go over all the details of this inside the course. Really, really simple. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, maybe and a half, because of different options right here on the right hand side. But let me show you this. All right, so hopefully everybody can still hear me. Okay, all right. So here's the thing. So what we want to do is here's another little cool effect that I'm going to be sharing in the group. Probably later on tonight is I'm going to show you guys how to do this. Is this right here? You can actually put, I guess a little scrolling ticker over your video, like ticker tape or whatever they call it, scrolling news feed or whatever, like an RSS feed. So I actually tested this earlier today as well. Some of you are actually on that particular live broadcast. And what I was able to do in that particular broadcast, I was actually live. And when I was live, I was sharing information about this webinar. I was sharing information about this product. I was sharing information about some other different things that we're doing. I was giving news. I was giving, just updates. So wouldn't it be cool, like if you wanted to do a Facebook Live or maybe something daily, but you wanted to kind of share some information, maybe some information about your opportunity. Maybe you don't want to really go into it in your video, but you just want to share the information just like they do it on CNN or ESPN or a lot of the news stations where they're talking about whatever. But you're getting some updates of what else is kind of going on with, in those cases with the world. But in your case, it could be within your business world, so maybe some stuff you don't really want to go over, but you just want to share, say, hey, if you get a chance to check out this information or go here, or you can even do a quote. It's totally up to you. You can create text and do it however you want to do it. So that's actually a different source that I'm actually doing right now, which is pretty cool. Also, wouldn't it be cool if you, if you were able to do like a logo? A lot of people are doing live videos, but wouldn't it be cool to kind of brand your live videos for those because a lot of you guys are doing like daily daily lives. I see a lot of you guys are doing like daily
like
live
weekly
videos or
something,
weekly,
yeah.
maybe some kind of free training or whatever. Well, I can actually put our logo here. So you can put your logo there as well, and I can move it around. If I need to move it around on this side, I can put it over there or over here in the middle. Oh, that's kind of cool. I'll leave it there. Right. So, so kind of gives you an example of just really what you have control over when you're doing your live video. So it just gives you a little bit more interaction, a little bit more pizzazz in your videos. It could be the logo of your company, or whatever company you're promoting, or whatever. It could be an image. It doesn't have to be a logo. Well, a logo is basically an image. So in that aspect, it could be whatever. It could be a picture of an individual. It could be a picture of whatever. So you can control that definitely with OBS. So in addition to that, I'm just looking at my list here. Wouldn't it be cool if you could really share like a PowerPoint, presentation? A lot of times we're doing like presentations, and we see webinars like this is a webinar. This is like in the YouTube environment or the YouTube universe right here, what we're doing here. But wouldn't it be cool if you can do that like on Facebook? Well, OBS will allow you to actually do that. Let me kind of give you an example. So I got a lot going on. I got logos, I got ticker tape, scrolling text, right? Let me show you this here. Let me pull up another deal here, and I'm going to move this over to another scene here. And I want to show you what I'll be able to do here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create, matter of fact, let me, I'm going to move this over here like that. That'd be easier. Okay. All right. So for example, so I've got, let me see. So we've got the presentation here, and what I need to do is, so we have one video capture, right? So, and if I was broadcasting live, it's going to give me the opportunity to do some different things. Matter of fact, let me flip it because I'm doing it a little bit different because I'm trying to do a presentation within a presentation. So let me show you. Let me flip it around the other way, and I'll show you exactly how that's going to work. So let me make this, and I'm going to show you here. So if I add, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to add another source. So I'm going to add another window capture, and I'm just going to say presentation. We're just going to say pres for short, and hit OK. And again, I teach you how to do all this inside the training. Let's see, where is that at? That's going to be, there it is right there. Okay. All right. So as you can see here, so now what you're looking at, like if this is OBS here, so just imagine this was actually broadcasting live on Facebook. Okay. And if I was doing that, I could actually go back and forth from each scene. So if I'm actually talking, I'm going over whatever, and I'm like, okay, let's start the presentation. I can come back to the presentation, and then from here, I can actually start going over the information, start talking about what is this talking about, content creation, et cetera, et cetera. And if I, want to come back and put emphasis on my point, I can come back and be like, okay, whatever. And then if I'm ready to come back to it, I can just click again, and then I can continue going through my presentation, right? Pretty
and
cool.
This presentation is from a Google Docs.
Yeah.
So for those that are wondering, this is a Google Docs PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah. So I'm just using a Google Docs presentation. It doesn't matter if you're using PowerPoint or Keynote or whatever presentation. It's just a window. So basically, what OBS is capturing everything within this window. Okay, that's what it's all about, and that's how it's working. So let me come back here. Pretty cool stuff there, and a lot of different things that you'll be learning inside the course when it comes to that as well. One thing that I do like is the ability to broadcast video within my live video, which is really hot. So for example, if I wanted to, I think I got some B-roll here. Let's see. That's some B-roll. That's just a regular video, just some regular video that I use for some different presentation stuff. And here's something that's pretty cool. So that could have been a presentation. Maybe my company that's the beginning of my company presentation that I want to broadcast live. Or maybe I want to kind of play around with it a little bit. I can click on it and I can actually even make it smaller like that. And I can even bring it in. So maybe if I wanted to, maybe if I wanted to do it like that and be like, hey, what if I wanted to share my presentation like this so I can kind of give a little commentary on what people are seeing. So if I want to, does that make sense? So you can definitely do that. Or maybe it's a video presentation and maybe I want to give my own audio over it, you know. So kind of gives you, there's all kinds of things you can do with that, guys. I mean, it's totally up to you. Just whatever, it's really no rule. It's totally however you want to do it. It just gives you the ability to do some pretty cool things.
Looks like we had our own news show.
Yeah, it's like a new, you know.
Got the ticker tape at the bottom, or the scrolling feature, and have the video.
Oh man, you know, SLN, so not CNN, but SLN, right? So, so it's pretty cool, guys. So that kind of gives you a little idea of just some of the capabilities of what you can do inside of this software. And again, just a little history behind OBS. It really wasn't designed for, I guess, marketers per se. I guess it could have been, but it's mostly been for like gamers. A lot of gamers that play video games and they share their games, you know, their gameplay on Twitch and some of these other different type of websites where they get an opportunity to share their gameplay. That's like a big thing in another world, right? So that's really I think where it got its beginnings. And of course, as marketers, so the training that we put together is more from a marketer's perspective on how we can use this particular program, this software, to be able to, to do some big things in our business, really help us to have a much better presence online. So it's pretty cool. So what I want to do now really quick is, let me come back here really quick. As we finish up, anything that you want to add? I'm gonna check something really quick.
I mean, I know for us and for a lot of other people, Facebook Live has really grown the brands of a lot of people, and you get to the point where you look forward to seeing those people all the time too. And then it's also a good way to get leads, because if you're doing some stuff like this and people don't know about it, they're like, how did they do that? Let me hit them up. So it's another great way to get leads for your business and also for MLSP, because it's what is MLSP all about. It's about training. So
that's right.
It's just a good, a good platform to use to grow your brand.
Exactly. So what we're gonna do now is here. What I'm doing here, just give me a few seconds here. I'm trying to set up a couple things here really quick, and I want to make sure we're actually gonna go live. And what we're going to do, what I'm going to show you is I'm actually going to go live in multiple places. I'm going to go live on 2 fan pages and I think 1 group all at the same time. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys how this actually works and how you can really do some pretty incredible things with it. So give me a second here. I got like a lot going on with my computer here, so I'm trying not to confuse myself because I got all this stuff up and I'm presenting at the same time. Okay, just wanted to make sure that everything was going perfect there. Okay, so we are good. So let me save. Okay, all right, so let me show you exactly what we're about to do here. Okay, so what I've done, now normally when you go live,
are you trying to share your screen?
Yeah, I'm going to show it here.
Okay.
I'm just making sure everything's set up here. All right, so let me share my screen here, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm working on here. Hope you guys are getting some insight with this here. So let me share that. Okay, and let me just make this a little bit bigger there, and I'll bring that in some. Okay, so this is my Facebook. This is one of my fan pages here. So if I scroll down, what you're going to see is this is, and let me see if I can make that a little bit bigger for you guys, because I want you to make sure that you see this. Okay, let's just do enough. All right, so I've got, if you notice here, it says Steve and Rachel plans to go live. Now, how many of you ever seen that before? You probably seen Steve is live, or Steve and Rachel was live, but have you ever seen Steve and Rachel plans to go live, or anybody, right? So this is something that we've been playing around with that's really, really cool here. And what it's going to give me the ability to do is, 1, I can schedule my live videos. Okay. Not only can I schedule them, so this is one of my fan pages here. This is another one, and it's the same video. Okay. And here's another group that we have, and it's the same video. It's the same live video. So what does that mean theoretically? That means that, let me see, at 7 p.m. Pacific time, which is in about 5 minutes, it's going to go live in all these different, places. Now, I could have had this live video in a few more places, 5 more places, 10 more places, 100 more places. So let's say, for example, I wanted to place this scheduled live video or a live video in a whole lot of different Facebook groups, like a lot of people do. Well, guess what? I can now, and they can all go live simultaneously at the right time. So if I'm like, hey, I'm going to go live, what's today, Wednesday? Let's say, well, I'm going to go live tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. Well, then I can create the live video, right, or schedule it, and then I can drop that link into multiple different groups or fan pages or whatever locations I want to drop that information in. A lot of you guys are actually using like different type of Facebook auto posters. I know I'm really big with that. Lanace and I, we've been using that strategy for a long time where we auto post in multiple groups automatically. Well, I can set it up right now and have it actually, drop that link, that Facebook scheduled live link in all those different groups, and then they all go live all at the same time at whatever the time I've set. Now, if you notice here, look, countdown just started. 2 minutes and 43 seconds. If I go to the next one, it's the same thing, right? If I go to the next page, it's counting down as well. You see that? So now again, these are just 3 options here, right? It's just in 3 options. And what I can do is, so we got 2 minutes. I'm going to go here. I'm going to click on see more options. I'm going to click on embed here. And then I'm going to go to advanced settings. If I wanted to drop this on my blog, I can copy this information and drop it in my blog. Or if I just want the link, I'm going to get this link here. This is the link to my live video. And let's say I wanted to go also on my main page. So I'm just going to drop that link right there. I'm going to delete the link here. I'm just going to say just testing. And then we're going to post it. So now I'm in, I guess, how many is that? That's what, 1, 2, 3, 4 places now, right? So, and again, we still got a little time, and what's going to happen. So we're going to wait and see what happens here in the next minute and a half and see how this works. So when I first did this, and when I first saw that I had the capability to do this, it just automatically saves me a lot of time. Because before I was kind of already doing this a lot, but you had to do all the distribution after you went live, if that makes sense. Because I had to wait to get the actual live link to be able to share in a lot of groups. I had to go live first, then share the information. In this aspect, now I can actually share the information before I even go live. So when I found out about this, guys, game over. Right. So I've been using this a lot, and we get some really good results from it as well. So I'm gonna show you exactly how it works.
And then while we're waiting, I went in and I clicked on that get reminder button that was on there. So 3 minutes before the webinar started, Facebook sent me a notification saying Steve Rachel plans to go live in 3 minutes. You can start watching now. And all I got to do is click on it, and it takes me directly to that his live, and I can go ahead and do comments. I can like it. I can love it. If I have a question before we get started, then I can go ahead and type that in the comments field.
So it's cool. It's a cool way to engage before you even go live. I mean, that's crazy, right? So guys, crazy. Hit the reminder. Everybody gets a notification. Here we go. 2, 1, 0. And let's see here. We should be streaming here in just a few seconds because I am streaming live. And there we go. So it just went live there. It just went live here. it just went live in this location here. I think I just got to hit the play button or whatever, and then hit the play button. Yeah. Hold on. Oh, because I'm in a group. So I just hit the play button and it'll go live as well. Let me just click it just to see. Let's just test it, make sure.
And I'm live on the cell phone.
Okay, there we go there. So we're live in that group. And if I go to my main page, we're live on our main page. And so in this scenario, we went live instantaneously in 4 different locations. So again, now, if I was doing my marketing like I've done before, I would have went live in maybe 150 groups all at the same time, right? Because I would have scheduled it out to give me enough time to use some type of software, or even if I did just a few manually, even it doesn't have to be 150. It could have just been 10. It could have been 20. You can do 20 yourself just by copying and pasting that same link once you do that. So I show you all this in detail inside the course on how to do that. And even give you some more insight on that as well, just because of some of the things that we're doing. So it's pretty cool. So let me come back here because I know there's like a delay between those different videos because you're hearing my voice and you're seeing what Facebook is pushing out. Let me pull it. Okay, there we go. So guys, isn't that powerful? So it's a lot of cool things that we can actually do. It's a whole lot more. Of course, that's just a small piece of just some of the things that we're doing and that we're sharing inside the course and inside the group. And it's going to be a lot more because Facebook is always rolling out new stuff. They've got some new features coming out for Facebook Live. They've got even an opportunity to where you can go live just doing audio. So if you don't even want to do video, they're going to have it to where you could just talk and go live having a conversation with people. So they got all kinds of stuff that they got planned, and I'm sure we'll be coming up with some strategies and methods for that as well. They got 360 live. So for you guys that do a lot of 360 video, the 360 videos, you can turn around and you can see everything around you. Well, they're going to have it where it's going to be a feature where you can do that live. So if you have the capability or whatever on your phone or whatever, you'll be able to do that. So just a whole lot of stuff. And we'll be keeping everybody up to date on some of the new things coming out that we see that we can utilize as marketers. And of course, we can't use everything, but some of the things that we see that we can actually use to help us get more exposure, to help us build our brand, to help us to really communicate with our followers, with the people that we're connected with. We'll definitely be sharing a lot of this stuff as we continue. So it's pretty good. And so again, if you're watching this video on Facebook, this is a training. So you're getting like a sneak peek of what we just kind of went over. You missed a lot. You really missed a lot. So you definitely want to make sure that you double back so you can check out everything. But again, this is just a training. So, but I can go on and on and on. But guess what? It's all in the course, guys. So, so Brian, hey, I think that's it for what I wanted to go over now. I guess we can answer some questions and things of that nature. What do you think?
Yeah, I love it, man. How cool is that? I mean, if you can schedule, just that looks amazing. Like the countdown, like Rachel's there, 3-minute countdown. There's going to go live and plans to go live. And you can drop that link in however many groups you're in. And that would never be rejected in any group because it's just a post. Yep. Right? It doesn't matter. Like you're not sharing a video or doing any, you're actually just posting. Is that a way around it? Because can you share into every group? You can't share a video into
There's definitely a frequency that you want to do that in. You definitely don't want, just like you do in any other, the rules still apply in terms of how fast you post in groups, of course. So that still applies. But once if you're doing them like every 5 or 10 every 5 minutes or whatever it is, you can definitely do that. I use a lot of different software that kind of staggers those posts randomly, and I can do 100 posts within a 24-hour period or so, or a couple days, and it just drop that link in all those different groups, and then I'll schedule it out for a specific time, and until I know when all those will actually go out, and we'll be talking a lot about that inside the group, but of course inside the training. But it just gives you a lot of capabilities to do a lot of different things, and even if it's not, it doesn't have to just be about dropping it into a million groups. It could just be about, hey, I've got a fan page, I've got my regular page, I got several groups that I manage. I got my team and everything. And if you want to be able to get all that information in, in those locations and maybe a few more, you can definitely do that, easy, so it's really cool. And just because it was funny, Brian, because before, we would always go live and like, okay, I'm live. Then you have to be like, okay, everybody, hold on just a second. Let me do something. Then you got to copy and paste that link and drop it in a few groups while you're live, right? So now you don't have to do that anymore. You can schedule that out. And so when you go live, you can just focus on the task at hand. You don't have to really, hold on, everybody, give me 5 minutes. Let me post this in about 10 or 15 groups real quick. And you don't have to do that anymore. So so I thought that was really awesome when I found out about that strategy. And we've been testing it out, and it works like a charm. I mean,
not only, well, hold on, first, before I say that, if you're not the admin of a group, can you just share a video or no? Or is that the group settings? That depends on the group. Like if you,
well, it depends on the group. Even if you're not an admin, you can still join a lot of groups and you can still post. Some groups have different limitations depending on what the admin wants them to do in that group. Right. I know I'm a part of a lot of groups, and a lot of those admins don't care if they're just groups made for people to post information in and things of that nature. So, you should be able to do that no matter what. Now, there are different softwares and services that will allow you to post information. For example, Hootsuite, you can do that with Hootsuite. However, they made a change back in 2015. So now you can only post into groups that you admin and your own fan pages. So so it just depends on the service. It depends, there are services that do that. I've got some services that it doesn't matter whether you're an admin or whatever. It'll just post it if you got access to, to that group, and you can post. It'll just post automatically to it. So there's all kinds of things. That's a whole nother training, but other than that, guys, in terms of just keeping it simple, you can schedule a live and then take that link like I showed you, and you can drop that link into several groups just to increase your exposure when you go live.
It's just a Facebook post.
Yeah, man, and your blog. I mean, guys, that's a big deal. Before this, I used to say, hold on a second, exactly what Steven just said, exactly what I would have to do, because if you don't, and what's cool is I paid like $400 for a software to blast your, when you go live, to blast it over, to your fan pages and the groups that you admin, or if you can put it in other groups as well. This, not only you can do it but you can actually get that cool ticker, the countdown that says that actually pre-scheduling your live. So I'm actually that's a wasted software that I don't need anymore, which is awesome, man. So yeah, guys, I hope that was pretty cool, man. And that was some of those things in there. This makes you look pretty darn cool when you go live, and the exposure you can get and the multiple avenues and everything, man. Super cool. Yeah. Y'all want to do some questions? You guys go. Okay, cool. If you guys are moderators, you should see the questions. Let me just I want to show you for everyone else as the Rachels dive into the questions. This is what I think is so cool. When do you see this video that's muted? You guys see these little, this is obviously a recording that the Rachels did, but this is a cool filter overlay. As you see, side note, like the video above, I'll actually show you how to overlay emojis like this in your broadcasts. Which of course increases, engagement and viewers as people, oh my gosh, that looks important. Those are just cool kind of videos or overlays that these guys teach and show about. So if you're uploading, pre-recorded lives because you have a job or kids are busy, but the power of Facebook Lives and you can simulate it, and you can still maybe hop on your phone to engage with these people as you actually post your quote unquote live video that's actually pre-recorded, plus lay a filter over it. You're starting to get kind of ninja. It looks cool. So if you like that vibe or like that thing I think I was streaming. Did you guys see that? Because I think I was on the Rachel's. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we saw it.
Oh, well, we can see it, but I don't know if they can see it.
Yeah, let me stop screaming. Let me just show you as we pull them up, because I think it's just super cool. I didn't know you could freaking do that. So, okay, you guys are not presenting to everyone, so I should be. You guys see this? All the guests, I know the Rachels can see, but you see these little guys, these little emojis here.
That's so cool. When I first saw that, Brian, I almost fell out of my chair because it's funny. But the first time I did a video and I did that, with no promotion. I didn't post it in a whole bunch of groups and pages. I did one post on Facebook and had those reactions going across. The engagement was like freaking nuts. Because people are like, man, what is he talking about in that video? I got to get on it.
Yeah, man. I mean, you see a video that has this going across it. Exactly. I mean, it's going to total pattern interrupt. What am I missing? Oh my God, what the heck is Rachel said? I got to see, and that's going to, obviously, guys, these aren't real emojis, but it will encourage your audience to participate, to listen, and to also maybe like, comment, react, share even. Who knows? But I guarantee you it will get more people to your pre-recorded videos if you're doing that. You're simulating lives, but they're pre-recorded videos. This alone will boost the engagement as well as the results you'll get with your Facebook Lives for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, diving into questions. Does the video you record have to be a file on your computer, or can it be a video on YouTube?
Actually, it can actually be both. But let me kind of clarify that a little bit though. Even if it's a video on your on YouTube and you're doing what's called a window capture, it'll capture it. It might be a little jerky a little bit depending on your streaming, your internet connection. So it might, kind of be a little jerky a little bit because you're just doing a screen capture per se. But if you're actually taking the actual video file and broadcasting it, it's going to be a lot more clear, and it's going to be a lot smoother in terms of the audio and everything. So if you're going to broadcast a video, especially a presentation, I recommend that you taking a video file and doing it versus just doing the streaming. I mean, you can do it either way. Depends on the situation. I don't know what the situation might be, but if it's a YouTube video, I recommend that you download a YouTube video and to your drive, to your computer hard drive, and then upload it as a media file within OBS. We show you how to do all that inside of OBS. How to actually broadcast video files from your computer. So if it's on YouTube, that's easy. You can download that.
Yeah, because remember too, when you're broadcasting live, you're using a lot amount of your internet connection, and so when you're streaming on YouTube, that's just getting more of that internet connection too. So that's why it lags, and that's why it's so important just to use a regular video file on your computer versus YouTube, so that way you don't have that jerkiness.
Yep.
Let's see. In OBS, can the source be changed from your computer screen so you can share your screen?
Yeah, you can change the source anytime, even during a broadcast. So you can actually be on a live broadcast and say, oh, I forgot to add this, and you can go in and actually add another source and actually disable the one that you're sharing and create a new one and broadcast that. You can do that live on a broadcast.
Yeah. I'm already using OBS with green screen intros, etc. How do you deal with the lag? I'm getting a 2 to 3 minute lag.
In terms of, I guess, in terms of the audio, I would imagine. Well, I guess in terms, I'm not sure if it's talking about just the entire video itself. Now I know depending on your there are some settings in the back office that you can adjust as well. But mainly when you're broadcasting live, you're broadcasting your content. It's going through the internet, and then it's going through Facebook server, and then it's coming out on the other end. So everybody on that end, they only see what you're broadcasting. They don't see a lag. You see a lag because you see when you say something, and then you say something, you see the feedback or whatever, because you're seeing, when it actually happened, when you did, created a certain moment in time versus and when Facebook brings that back to you. But to everybody else on the other end, they only see what you're seeing. For example, I'm sure that when we were all watching the Super Bowl this past weekend, that, better yet, I remember a couple weeks ago, we were at the airport and we were watching a football game, and there was a lag between the one TV down the hall versus the TV that we were watching. Now, for them, they were seeing it live, and we were seeing an actual streaming version on our TV. So, but again, we didn't really see a lag other than when we heard them yelling down the hallway, we were like, hey, something's about to happen. Somebody's about to do an interception or something. But they're like screaming back down the hall. And then next thing you know, then we all finally saw it or whatever. But again, from our perspective, there is no lag. If we would have never heard those people down the hallway, we would have never known that there was a delay in the actual video.
Yeah. Just like if you're on your Facebook, you have that up, you have OBS up. Yeah, it looks like there is a lag, but if you take the OBS away,
you only see whatever. You only see whatever. So there really is no lag when it comes to that. You just have to make sure you have everything adjusted correctly.
Okay, so can you have the ticker go from left to right, English style versus Chinese reading backwards?
Well, when I share a lot of this information inside the group, you can do whatever. It's something that you can actually create as well. And there's some different things that have it, but I'm gonna explain a lot of that inside the group. You can really put whatever. So you have total control over that. So it's totally up to you, however you want to do it.
Okay. Do you set up all the source things you want to appear on your live before you get started? I can't walk and chew gum. So type in all this kind of, okay. So none of that matters. So when you're going live, do you have everything set up beforehand? I guess that's what she's saying.
Yeah, I normally do. I don't really set a lot of stuff up while I'm live because I'm trying to be focused on whatever it is that I'm trying to deliver. Like all those different sources before, except maybe for one, they were already set up. So yeah, I definitely recommend especially if you're beginning, to set everything up first. And that way, when you go live, then you don't have to really focus on trying to add this or add that or whatever. And again, too, when I'm doing live video, the cool thing about live videos, guys, is that it's not perfect. That's what makes it so attractive, because it's not perfect, right? There have been times I've done live videos and I'm like, hold on, guys, I got to show y'all something. Give me a second, and it might take me 15, 20, 30 seconds to, pull something up, find a file and upload it and boom, and show them. But the cool thing, the engagement still stayed the same because, again, it's a live video and it's all about the engagement. It's not about being a newscaster. We watch the news and they're all sitting up all nice and proper and, and hi, my name is whatever, right? And they go over whatever. You just want to be yourself. You don't want to be all stiff. You want to be yourself, and because you want to be able to engage people, and so I would say don't, practice being you. Don't practice being something else. Prepare. If you're going to go live, just set everything up first, and then you'll already be set.
Yeah, and what you'll notice too is people have more patience when it's live because they understand it's live and you're trying to get things set up and stuff like that. So, if you got to stop, like Steve said, and try to get something, together, it's fine. They don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there a way to set up the scheduled live and have OBS do it on its own?
Yeah, you can actually set it up and pretty much walk away from it. But here's the thing: when you go live, I guess there's several ways you can do this if you're doing a live video. I guess if your live video is coming from a live feed, like you're going to be in the feed and you're going to be live, well, of course you want to be near OBS when you go live, right? If you are broadcasting a pre-recorded video, maybe you got like a presentation, or maybe you recorded, your company's webinar that was so awesome, everybody joining off of this webinar, and you want to broadcast it out at a certain time, you can set it up and have it go and actually put it on a loop. But there's still a little bit of monitoring there, because depending on where the loop starts when your live begins, so you might have to kind of play around with that. But I would say if you're going to go live, be there now. There are times I've went live, and of course I'm live, and then there are times I've done a live video, but I'm broadcasting a pre-recorded webinar. Let's say the webinar, and these are real examples here, guys. There's times I've done live webinars and broadcasted pre-recorded live webinars, and say the webinar is like an hour. Well, I'll be there at the beginning of the webinar and say I scheduled it out, and I'll start it at that certain time. And then once it's playing, I got an hour to kill. So if I've actually went live and had lunch, right? Now, a lot of times when I am going live, typically here's a good tip. When you're going live using OBS, usually what I usually use is my phone, just to check to see the live signal, and also to communicate with people that are commenting on the live video. So it seems to be more real time on a mobile phone than it is on your computer. I don't know if you ever noticed that, like if you're watching someone's live video on a computer, seems like the notifications they don't update as fast as they do on your mobile phone. So anytime I'm doing a live video, I usually have my phone handy so I can actually reach out to people, talk to them, see them as they're coming on to the live video, shout out to them, etc., etc. But if I go live, I can actually walk away from it but just make sure you come back. There's a way you can actually loop it. If it's an hour-long webinar, there's a setting I can hit loop and it'll actually start all over again. I've actually ran a 1 hour webinar 3 times, like a 3 hour. So I can set it up, go to the movies, come back, and it'll still be going on, then end it right where it gets to the end. So pretty cool.
Okay, can you share your screen? Or can you share a screen from computer and interview others in separate locations on a Facebook Live? Yeah,
there are several ways you can do it. I know me and Brian, we were talking about this before. Yes, you can do that. There are different. You can use Skype. You can use Zoom. You can use a lot peer.in. There's a lot of different things where it can show people that you can do a video or a window capture of that. And then there's some things that you can do to even make it even better as well. We're going to be learning a lot of that inside the group and even inside the course too. But yes, you can have multiple people on a screen. I've actually done it a few times actually, and it works really, really cool. And it's cool for people to see 2 people on a live video from 2 separate locations. It's interesting. That will stop somebody's thumb from scrolling and make, what is going on here? So it's really, really interesting. Yes, you do have the capability of doing that.
Can you post a scheduled live link in a group that you don't manage?
Yeah, I do it all the time. I post not just Facebook Live scheduled links, but pictures, images, all kinds of stuff. So, but again, it depends on too because most of the groups that I'm a part of course, have an admin, but they don't care who posts whatever. You can post whatever in their group. They don't care. And then there are some groups that have an admin where they're like, hey, I need to see every post and approve it before I actually put it inside my group. So it just depends on the settings of the admin. But again, I think I'm a part of maybe 300 different Facebook groups, probably more than maybe 270 of them are groups that I can post anything in at any time whenever I want to. So again, it just depends on the group that you're a part of. Some have different limitations and some of them don't. So you just got to know what you can do within the group that you're actually attempting to post in.
Yeah, make sure that, very important, you do check the rules, because like Steve said, there are certain groups where you can't post any opportunity things, things like that. So just make sure that you're looking at the rules first before you post in those groups. Mm-hmm. Hold on, I missed one. If you go live in multiple places at once, can you read everyone's comments in one place?
I think it'd be all individual, but you'll get the notifications. Okay. So, because it's just like basically like a share, because anytime you share a link, it's really a share. So you'll get the notifications, if someone comments, so I'm always in my notifications because I got a lot of different pages doing a lot of different things. And so I'll take time and actually go through my notifications. You just click on notifications and it'll let you know everything that's going on inside your account. So you'll know when someone likes it, you'll know when someone comments on it, etc. You'll know when someone shares your share, so you'll know, and that's the best way to monitor it is just monitor your notifications that are going out when people are liking your content that you're posting.
Okay, let's see.
These are good questions, guys.
What's really cool, guys, and this is awesome. You guys are so cool. Is that when for everyone watching it, if you're doing the Facebook Lives from your fan page and you're getting engagement and comments, and you can go to the if people are reacting, What's cool is you definitely, something just triggered there when Stephen was answering that question, you go into the reactions and you can actually invite the people who, and this is only for fan pages, but if they react to your video, go into that live video and you can invite the person who reacted to the video on your fan page to come and like your page. You can do that up till you have, I think, 100,000 fans. But that, when we're talking about it, building and engaging an audience, guys, to do it from your fan page and to get these reactions and comments, I believe it's just the reactions that you can click on and go back. And then if they haven't liked your page, they obviously know who you are, or they just interacted with your video, and go back as quickly as possible to invite them to like your fan page. A great way to grow your likes organically and for free.
Exactly. It's just off the charts with the options, for sure.
Okay, so he's referring to the emojis on the Facebook Live, and so he learned how to do it. He said, "How do you handle the fear that you're lying with those emojis?"
Fear? I don't have any fear per se. And again, it's more because a lot of times when I've done it is more or less because I know the replay will play as well. And I know as that video, because on Facebook, if it's a Facebook video, it will autoplay when people are scrolling, the video will automatically start playing. So my goal is to really attract that attention, right? And even if I am live, they don't know. All they know is what? That it's a live video and you're live and you're getting a lot of engagement. And if they're interested in what you're saying, great. If they're not, they just get off your page, because again, there's so many rabbit holes you can go down in Facebook, so they're not worried about your reactions on your page. Trust me, it's just too much going on in Facebook. It's like squirrel, on Facebook. So it's like, even if they don't even they're not even thinking about, oh, this guy was using a fake, reactions, whatever. They're not even paying any mind. I've been doing it a while now, guys, and trust me, people don't care. That's the last thing they're thinking about. They're more concerned about their time, right? That's what we're concerned with, is our time. So when they click on it, is this information interesting? Yeah, he's getting a lot of engagement, but and I'm not interested in that business. I've already done that, or I'm not interested, or man, this is really interesting. And all because of, a lot of times, because of that motion. And that's really what it is. It's not really about the reactions. It's the motion. It's eye-catching. It makes people stop and look and like, what is that?
It's an attention grabber.
Yeah, that's all it is.
That's the whole point of the emojis. And so when somebody's scrolling through the news feed and they look and they just see all these emojis going across, it's what it's there for is to make them stop their thumb and look and see what you're doing. It's just an attention grabber.
Yeah.
So that way you'll have more juice than somebody else. That's all it does. And
here's a disclaimer. Now, do I do that in every post? No. Every now and then I'll play around with it. It just depends on what I'm trying to do. And again, it's, if you do that on every live video it's going to get a little redundant. And people are like, man, every time he goes live, he has all these things flying across the screen. I don't do that all the time. It's just every once in a blue moon I do it, depending on what it is, what the video is about, what the content is about, and what I'm trying to do. And if I'm doing that, I'm really trying to get a lot of engagement on that particular piece of content, that I'm going to let that play for, I don't know, a couple minutes or whatever, and then just release it until we're ready to stop. So just a little content. Don't do it in every video. Just it's all about diversity in your marketing, and that just gives you another tool just to do some different things from time to time.
Yep. I love to do live sales, but with jewelry, you need the products close to see details. So with this, I could do something like QVC, right? With switching to a closer camera inside presentation.
Absolutely. You can have multiple video sources, and you can put things on the screen and all that kind of stuff, like on QVC. Because you can create different things, and make images, and because that's all those. So if you see different things, videos that I've done or whatever, or even other people, if you see logos, images, they're just images. That's all, and we're just layering the image on top of the video, and so it really creates that professional look. So you can definitely do something exactly like what QVC does, so it definitely gives you that professional appearance of what you're trying to, show people when you're actually selling jewelry, of course. So it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any video camera recommendations you can make, which will plug into a Mac to use for Facebook Live?
Of course, your webcam for sure, is great. There are different webcams. As long as it's an HD camera, that's pretty much the rule. As long as it's an HD camera, you're good. It doesn't have to be a DSLR. It can be. I did one earlier today where it was hooked up my DSLR camera, but it could be really whatever. It just all depends on what look you're trying to achieve. I would say, as a rule, again, just make sure that it's an HD quality camera. Now, typically, every camera nowadays should be standard high definition, at least now. So I would just say that. Just make sure that it's high definition camera. And but again, it all depends on what you're trying to do and what look that you're trying to do. If you're just trying to shoot video and you're not really concerned about, you just want to make sure that the video is clear, a webcam is perfect. If perfect for that. If you're trying to do real glossy depth of field type of shots, you might want to look into maybe getting a DSLR camera like a Canon Rebel or a Canon T3i, or these are just some different you can always go to Canon and type in different things, or Nikon, or even Sony, or go to Best Buy. There's all kinds of different, cameras out there, and they should all be able to hook up to your computer. At least nowadays they should be able to. And you should be able to patch that in, and you pretty much go from there. But yeah, you can. That's what I recommend. As long as it's an HD camera, you should be fine.
Okay, how do we do a scrolling ticker?
It's a lot easier to show you than to explain, and it's inside it's going to actually be inside the group, because I'm going to show people how to actually do that. There's a few different things that you got to do. That was actually something that I created. And so I got to really show you how to actually do that. So the members in the group actually will be able to get that information. It's pretty cool, huh? I'm going to be doing a lot in a lot of my videos, at least some of the ones I'm doing from my desktop, because I still do videos. Let me put a disclaimer. Still use your phone. So if you have not done a lot of Facebook Live videos, I first recommend that you do a few from your phone, because you need to really understand the platform and how it works. And so I don't want to put it out like this is the only way you should do live videos from now on. No, you can still do live videos from your phone, because it'll definitely help you to understand how this whole platform works.
Okay. Can you do a PowerPoint presentation with slides, then finish up with yourself in a live broadcast on Facebook?
Yeah, you can do that all day long. You can go back. It's just changing scenes. It's all because I kind of gave you an example a little bit where I went from us, then it went to the PowerPoint page, and it went back to us, et cetera, et cetera. I can even have multiple, sources and scenes. It could be a scene of us, a scene of a presentation, a scene of a picture, a scene of another video. These are all different things that you can control, that you can go back and forth, just like a regular Hollywood studio when they're going back from scene to scene. So it's pretty cool.
Okay. Do you share in the training? The software that helps you share the lives out over a 24-hour period?
Software that helps. There's going to be some information I'm going to be sharing in the group, because this is just a new method that we just started. I've actually used that strategy. I've been using it since 2012 in terms of auto posting in groups. So the only difference in that whole strategy or method is that you're just doing a scheduled live video. So everything is still pretty much the same. There's a lot of different auto posting programs and softwares out there, that you can do this from. Because once you schedule it, it's just about just getting the link of the live video that you scheduled. So let's say you scheduled a video that's going to air Friday at noon. Well, if you've just done it now, and if you're using some type of auto posting software, if it's, whatever, you can actually go there and actually drop that link in all those different groups before Friday. And you can do it manually, or you can do it from some type of software. So what I'm going to do inside the group is just going to show it from my perspective, and how I do a lot of what I do in regards to when I'm using that method in the system and everything that I use. And again, there's a lot of them out there, and they all work. it just all depends on which one that you like to use. And but I'll be definitely sharing a lot of that inside the group for sure.
Is that ticker stuff? Is that in the actual image? I didn't catch in the video that you guys show in terms of text and images and adding that to your video. Is that
nope, because that's just something that we just figured out how to do over the past several days.
Nice. Okay, cool. We may have to swipe some of that from the video, from what we put in the group. We may want to put that. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna actually create an official video for that to put in.
That's super cool, man.
And as we come up with cool things that I think that are impactful for everybody else, we'll definitely put it in the group as we come up with new things. And so that was something new. Let me kind of give you a little history behind on where that came from. So this past weekend, we're in Dallas, Texas, right? And we're heading back to Las Vegas, and we're in line,
get on the plane.
About to get on the plane. And then there's a television right there. And there was a guy, I think he was a newscaster or whatever, and there was like stuff on the side, and then there was a ticker going at the bottom of the page. And I'm like, I'm just looking at
stories or something like that.
Top stories or whatever. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, and I said, it'd
be cool to do something.
It'd be cool if I can do something like that. That's exactly where it came from. From watching that video at the airport, Dallas Love Field Airport on our way back to Vegas. And so I'm like, hey, I got to figure out how to do that. And so I figured it out. So on how to do it.
We draw a lot of inspiration from things around us, like movies, TV, all kinds of stuff. So you might see a lot of things that might be popping up in the group because we're always trying to figure out how to do certain things and implement those into our marketing.
Yeah. It was that's where the inspiration came from. It wasn't from some marketer or from some service. It came from a news video that I saw at the airport. And I'm like, that'd be kind of cool if I can put that on my live videos. I can put some really cool stuff. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. And so it's gonna be pretty cool.
That's a very cool story. Let me slide one more in real quick, Rachel, Linecia. There's no automated, like you have to grab that stream key every time you go live, right? There's no way. I mean, you got to go click that button. Okay, cool. Just making sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of heard some stuff online that Facebook's going to be doing some different things. I don't know how. I'm sure they'll figure it out, whatever. But for now, when you're going live, you definitely, especially if you're using a third-party software, because there's a lot of different deals out there. You got to have that stream key, and there might be some different solutions out there, of course. But I know with OBS and what we're doing here, you definitely got to have the stream key because that's what connects your stream from OBS and connects it to Facebook. So that's the key that locks in that connection. And so when you're going live, when you're setting things up, you got to set up the stream key.
Yeah. Okay. I've heard some people say they've been able to use OBS with 1 megabytes per second or slower upload connection. Do you know anything about those settings?
There is you definitely want to have at least, I would say, honestly, 5 to 10. Because if it's real slow, it'll go, but it's gonna be, you're going to get a little jerkiness there. You might be going and you're talking and everything, and then you come back again. So you really don't want that in your video.
Blurry.
Yeah. So I would definitely encourage you to make sure that you can get a higher speed. There was if you go to I'll have to post that up. If you let me look here really quick, because there's a website that OBS provides that allows you to be able to measure what you need on your computer. Like you can type in this information and it'll let you know, okay, you need to get a higher internet connection. Oh, you need to update your computer software or whatever. It'll let you know what you need to do. Let me find it really quick because I think that's really important because that's a really good question. Here, let me find it really quick here. I just saw it. Okay, if you go here, I'm gonna copy this into the chat here. I just put it into the chat. It's called obsproject.com/help/estimator. Okay, so for those that are maybe watching on YouTube or the replay, it's obsproject.com/help/estimator. And what it will do, it will let you know, just answer the questions on the page. Matter of fact, let me show you exactly really quick what that looks like. Looks like this right here. So for example, it's going to ask what kind of CPU do you have? And then of course you can just fill out the information there. And if you don't see something that's, compatible, whatever, just pick the nearest one. What kind of graphics card do you have? You probably, you might not know, but just pick something you can. And if you don't, you can always ask someone. And there's stuff in your computer. Depending on your computer, you can get this information. And what kind of game are you streaming? Well, of course, I would say high, preferably, just because you might be doing a lot. And then, of course, how fast is your upload speed? And you can always test your upload speed by going to, I usually go to Google and type in speed test. And usually it's going to give me this right here, speedtest.net. And then right here, you can actually, for example, and I'll just show you just really quick, like for example, how this works. So if you go to speedtest.net, if I click on begin, it'll actually, and there's other websites that do this as well. It might take a second, but what it'll do, it'll actually monitor or measure my upload speed and my download speed. So we're kind of like off the charts here. But we do a lot online, so we gotta have a strong connection. And so, but again, I'm gonna come back because what it's gonna do is gonna measure my upload and it's gonna measure my download speed. So that's something that you can use as well if you're not sure how fast your computer signal is. Because from what I've seen, that's been the number one reason why somebody might have an issue with streaming video using OBS. Has it nothing to do with the software, has everything to do with their connection. Okay, so out of 10, well, Steve, I'm having issues streaming. 9 out of 10 is because of their internet connection, and so you really got to have a strong internet connection to be able to do that. I know my download speed is 316.15 megabits per second. So it's pretty fast. So we've got to, we do a lot. But I would say at least 10, you should be fine.
Yep. How long should you go live?
The longer the better. Anything more than 10 minutes, I would recommend, at least 10 minutes or more or longer. You'll give Facebook enough time to alert a lot of people that you're live. So at least 10 minutes.
Okay. Do scenes auto switch after you have them in order?
Nope. You have total control over that. So you control when to go to this scene and you want that control. You want to know when you're presenting something, okay, let me show you this, boop, and then you're back on the presentation. And you want to have that control. Well, hold on, guys, I got to tell you something. Boop, then you talk. You want that control. You don't want none of that automated. You want to be able to control your presentation because you control the flow. Okay, remember, it's about engaging, right? But if you got a partner, they could be your studio manager and you can be just focused on the camera and then they can handle all that stuff, right? So just like a regular studio. So it's totally up to you however you want to do it. But typically I usually just do it myself.
Yeah, a lot of times we do that where he's live and then I'm on the phone like answering, comments and stuff like that. So it does help if you have a partner to do that. With OBS, do I have the ability to edit your video, or do you have the ability to edit your video?
Not your live video. So once it goes live and that's it. When you're done, it's up there. However, you can actually create, do a video, record a video like with your camera or phone or whatever, and then you can go back and edit and whatever, and then broadcast that out live if you want to. I've done a lot of that too because I do a lot of broadcasting recorded video as well. So, but once you upload that live video, it's there. You can delete the live video, but they don't have the capability, at least from the desktop version, to edit. On your iPhone, you have the ability when you do a live video on your iPhone, right before you want to accept the live video after it's done, it's going to say, do you want to delete this video or post it or edit the video? Well, the only thing that you can really edit is cutting off the front part and the back of it. you can't really do all the other kind of tricks and stuff that you can with your editing software, but you can kind of trim it up a little bit. That's really all you can really do is trim it. But that's the most that I've seen that you can do in regards of editing, is that right there.
Before we go to the next question, can you show the different, where you have like Facebook, you have YouTube, the settings where you can broadcast live on other platforms within OBS? Because there are some questions about Twitter and Instagram, things like that.
Let me show you here. Like, for example, bring that down. If I go into settings,
Windows Studio.
Oh, hold on, settings here, and this window pops up here. Settings is on the far right hand corner, and if you go under stream, you got all these different settings right here. Just click on stream, then you click on service. This lets you know all the different things that OBS can actually stream to: Twitch, YouTube, Hitbox, Beam, Daily Motion, live coding, of course, Facebook Live, and Restream. Those are the things that, or the platforms that OBS is compatible with in terms of streaming video. Anything outside of these particular platforms, at least for this software, you can only do these platforms here.
But too, you never know, they may have some stuff that may come in the future.
Yeah, exactly.
So just make sure if they have an update or something come out, just make sure you update your software.
Exactly.
Is there an optimal time frame for vids? I hear you do webinars, but I'm thinking more about drip feeding information to build interest.
So is that two questions?
Well, it's pretty much the same. So for example,
time frame for vids, optimal time,
so
like
instead
time
of doing
posting.
Well, instead of doing a long, like a webinar type Facebook Live, what about drip feeding different, like maybe doing smaller videos to build interest for a bigger or longer Facebook Live?
Yeah, I would do it. I've done that before, actually, mostly just with my phone. Like, I do a live video. Hey guys, get on the webinar tonight, whatever. Then a couple hours later, how come you haven't registered? I'm just doing a live video, just talking to the audience or whatever. And then I do another video. And typically I've done it. I haven't done it using OBS, mainly just using my phone on the go. But yeah, I mean, that's a great idea. I mean, yeah, if you've got different segments of information that you can drip feed into your news, everybody's news feed, absolutely. I don't see why not. I would make sure that you're still engaging your audience, though. What's going to increase your engagement of your live videos is you. So don't forget, you are the number one factor. That's why when a lot of times, even if I am sharing information, a lot of times I do webinars that I've hosted, and even if I'm sharing a presentation of some kind, typically and let me kind of give you my thought process. Let's say, for example, I'm in a business and this business has an awesome presentation. I mean, it's awesome, right? And let's say if it's 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, whatever the time frame, right? It's a good, nice chunk of time that can really go over the company, the compensation, the services, and everything. Well, I don't really just want to just share that video by itself, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my camera off my phone and I'm going to record a quick little 3-minute, 5-minute introduction of what's about to happen, who I am, and I'm going to share that information. Then I'm going to actually I'm going to download that video and I'm going to download it to my computer. I'm going to open up my editing software. I'm going to take that video, my video, I'm going to put it in front, right? Then I'm going to take that other video, that company video, and then I'm going to put it right behind it. Then I'm going to render the video and make it one video. So now I've got a video file that has me talking, and then somewhere 3 minutes in the video, I'm going to say, hey guys, so if you want to get all the details, watch this video here. It's going to go over everything while I'm so excited. And I'll see you right after the video, and I give you some more insight. And so what I do is then I'll broadcast out that video and let it play. And then I'll just come back and kind of give, a real strong call to action. So, and even if it's something that I'm not going to do live, I can record it. There have been situations where I didn't record a video. I just say, you know what? I'm going to do this live and I'm just going to say, hey, what's going on? Hey guys, I just came across something last night that blew me away. I watched this presentation and oh my God, I haven't been able to sleep all night. Let me show you what I just saw. So this is a quick 10-minute video. Check this out, guys, and tell me what you think. I'm going to come right back after it ends. And then, so check this out. Boop. And I'm going to let that video play. Then I'm just going to be quiet. I'm going to let it play all the way till the end, and then I'm going to come back, boop, right when it ends. Guys, wasn't that crazy? That's how you market. Because remember, you are still the captain in charge, and so you still want to put your brand in front of what you're sharing because you want people to look at you as the expert and not have them go off to YouTube and Google and do some other research and see these other people and get all mesmerized by them. You want to make that impact with them first. So if they want to join, they'll want to join you. I know that was long, so sorry about that. But
do you switch scenes as you're live on Facebook?
All the time, yeah. Yeah, it depends on what I have to share. So yeah, I recommend, especially because you want to have what's called pattern interrupts in a lot of your information that you're delivering. Because if you're just talking for 15, 20 minutes like this, it gets kind of a little boring, I guess you could say. So you want to have good pattern interrupts. So, for example, what I just did right here, that's a pattern interrupt. So if I come back, now we're back. So it keeps people engaged. Okay. Remember, it's not about your information. Okay. It's about the engagement. We want to keep them engaged. And if you keep that in mind when you're marketing, it'll pay very big dividends for you.
Okay, so what about emoji and viewer numbers are a lot, but the comments don't match? As far as he's talking about the filter that has the count and the lives, and the reactions.
Honestly, I don't really think a lot of that has a big factor in what you're trying to do. That's just my opinion. I don't really think if I have a video and it has, 25 likes, showing in the little deal there.
But people aren't looking at that.
No.
They're looking at what you're saying. They're not looking at the numbers and, the other stuff going around and all this and that. And then also, too, that's just one filter. There is another filter that doesn't have the numbers and stuff at the top and all of that. So, it doesn't.
It doesn't affect me. And I like to look at things from the prospect's perspective. If there's a lot of deals on that, is that going to really close them? The main thing is, I think what's really going to really make people interested in what you have to offer is what you're saying and what the information is being delivered. Because even when those reactions, that's not closing anybody. Yeah. All it's doing is getting their attention. Yeah. Then once I got their attention, then they still got to make their decision if this is something that they want to buy or join or connect with or whatever. But the purpose of that is I want to get your attention first, because I can't sell you anything. I can't, offer you anything if I don't have your attention. So I use those things to get people's attention. Once I have their attention, then let me share the information and then let them make their own decision based off of the information that they're receiving if they want to move forward.
Yeah. Can the lower third be a clickable link?
Not inside of OBS. It could just be a link that you can display, and they'll have to actually type in that link. You can, even in your live video, if you wanted to put the link above, like when you do a video and you can actually do your status update, you can link it above the video if you want to. I've done a lot of that before. So you can definitely do that. But they don't have it, at least right now. I heard Facebook possibly doing some things like that, like linkable videos. I know even in, for example, when you're doing Facebook ads and stuff like that, if you do a video, there's a clickable link at the end of that video. But right now, I haven't heard anything of them pushing forward on every video just yet. But I kind of heard some things through the grapevine. But for right now, no, you can't. They're not clickable links. And
I know there's a question. What is a lower third? A lower third. It's just text is at the bottom of your screen. Yeah, that's all it is.
Just whatever, you've seen videos of people have information of the person's name or whatever. That's what they call it, a lower third. That's what that is.
When you schedule your Facebook Live in advance, does it play at the top of the page when it goes live? on top of your fan page?
It actually, when you post it, it's live. Here's the kicker though, because I tested that. So when it goes live, I didn't see it push. I'm gonna retest it again though. But what it does do is that it gives, for those that have clicked remind, they're getting a notification 3 minutes before the video goes live that the person is going live. Because remember, it's just when the post happens, boom, it's at the top of the feed. But as people are posting, it goes down the feed, right? So, but what's cool, even though people might be, it might be visible, for those that click on remind, they're going to get notified when 3 minutes before that live actually goes live, which that's powerful, because before people didn't get notified other than when you just go live or when you do a post. So they're really getting like 2 notifications. One notification when you actually drop the link and there's a new post of you going live on Friday at noon, right? And for those that, hey, that seems pretty interesting based off of what you said in the post. And of course, they're like, hey, that's cool. They click on remind. I want to see what he's talking about. So now they're going to get reminded that you're going to get, you're going to go live at that certain time. So that's powerful.
Yeah. But remember too, as people are commenting and liking, that's going to drive that post back up into people's news feed, because there is some type of interaction. And when you have that interaction on your any type of post, comment, like, share, whatever, remember it automatically drives it back to the top so people can see it. So
Exactly.
Let's see. Have you used the record feature to record the entire multi-scene live stream?
One time, it works just like anything else. It just records everything that's in the preview section, and it records onto wherever you want to save it, your desktop, your download section, or whatever folder on your computer. So it's nothing out of the norm with that feature. It just records whatever's in the preview scene. And then it just saves it in whatever destination you want that recorded video to be saved at.
Okay, attraction marketing is very big in our business. Previous leaders say never put in your link when you're doing a regular Facebook Live. Should we put in the link and call to action using the OBS method with Facebook Live?
Me personally, I mix it up. Some Facebook Lives, I link it. Depends on the nature of it. If I'm doing a Facebook Live and I'm trying to create awareness for like a webinar or something like that, I'm going to put the link up there and I'm going to do the live, say, hey guys, hey, we're going live. I got an incredible training webinar to do, or I got a cool product release, or we're launching this new opportunity, whatever. Just click on the link above. Just click it. You should see it in the post. Go ahead and opt in so you don't miss the information. So again, it depends on what you're doing. Now, then there are a lot of lives I don't put a link at all, because I might do it in the comments, as people are asking and so on and so forth. So I would mix it up. And again, it depends on what you're trying to do. I wouldn't make a live every time pitching something either. Sometimes I'm just making a live and saying, hey guys, what's going on? What y'all doing today? What's going on? What's your plans for the weekend? Hey, let me share with you what happened to me today when I went to Starbucks or something. You want to have different types of posts, different types of lives that you do. And because remember, that's what people want to connect with. They want to connect with real people. So show people that you're real and you're not always trying to sell them on something, and sometimes I even look at my page and I need to change it up a little bit, because sometimes I look at my page, I'm like, yeah, I got a lot going on here. I need to mix that up with some different things. And, even if it's more stuff about, just training, or more stuff just about just everyday life, I'm like, I got too much just everyday life in my last 6 or 7 posts. Let me put some value in here in this and have people go to a training. Let me put something and offer them something. I always try to mix it up some, and not where everything is always the same.
Yeah. Does an angry emoji affect anything, or is engagement just engagement?
Engagement is just engagement. If someone likes or whatever, that helps you, because that tells Facebook people are interacting with your content and they're going to push it out even further. So the more people you can get engaging on your content, good or bad, it's always good.
And 2, angries are not necessarily bad because it's so close. You know, they're all kind of close together. So somebody could have just hit it by accident.
That's true.
Instead of hitting a like or a love or something like that. So angries and all that, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Do I need to boost the page or post?
It depends. If you do a live video about whatever and it was like awesome, you know, it was just a great live conversation discussion that you had on that, and you're like, hey, if I boost this, I should, you know, I got a lot of engagement. I had some few people that wanted to sign up with me or whatever. Boost it, you know, for sure. You want to get that information out because you had a lot of people engaging on it, and if it already has a lot of engagement, it's going to go even further if you actually do an ad on it, you know. So yeah, I would definitely do that for sure. You know, it can't hurt you; it can only help you.
Is there a way to respond to people when using OBS, or do you just have to split screens? Source comments.
I normally, like I said, when I'm using OBS and I'm presenting something, I usually respond by my phone. Usually, just in terms of the comments that are coming through because I'm live. So if I'm using OBS, this is OBS, and I'm live and I'm talking, I'll go to my phone because I can get real time comments on it, and people see me. You know, a lot of you guys have seen me do live videos, and I got my phone in my hand. I'm like, hey, what's going on, John? Hey, Mike, what's going on, brother? Hey, man, I see you, bro. You know, I'm just communicating and connecting with my people. If someone has a question, I'm just looking at my phone. Okay, Sue has a question about whatever, and then I'm just answering the question. And it shows that I'm very nonchalant, I'm very engaging, and it's very inviting because it's nothing official. And that's how you want to be when you're doing your live video. So I use my phone when I'm commenting, and it makes a difference.
Yeah, plus too, if you have Facebook Live open with OBS, and you have a slower connection, they could cause your video to be a little blurry or something like that. So that's just another good reason why it's always good to use a cell phone. When you post the link of a scheduled live in a group, not a page, how will people know you're live if they missed a reminder?
Well, they're not gonna know if they missed a reminder. If they're at work or they're driving, you know, they just can't watch it. You know, if they're not, seeing the notification or whatever. But the cool thing, like most of us do, a lot of us do, a lot of us will go into our Facebook page, even if you're driving. You ever been driving? And of course, you can't look at your phone all the time, right? Mm-hmm. You know, but you're driving, and by the time you get to your destination, you pick up your phone, you go to Facebook, and you see you've got 15 notifications. And typically, what do? We click on it, and it's going to give you an illustration of everything that you missed on that 15-minute commute or whatever, 30-minute commute or whatever. Even though the person went live, you missed it, but you can actually see, because you can still go back and watch the replay. You can be like, oh man, Anacia went live about 30 minutes ago. Let me see what she was talking about. Boop, click on it. Now I could just watch the replay. See how that works? So you still have the notifications. Even if you missed a reminder, you still got the notification that you can actually go through. Hopefully they go through the notification, but most of us do, because it'll just keep adding up, and we like to click that and get rid of all that red. Mm-hmm. That's why Facebook has it red, so you can click on it so you can see all your notifications.
Yeah. And one good thing too about those notifications, people are more apt to check their Facebook notifications than they are to check their email notifications. So they won't miss it because people are always trying to see what's going on.
Yeah.
So they're going to check those notifications.
I know I am. I'm always looking at my notifications because I like to know what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Are you aware of any location that does not work with OBS? I know you can't use side sync and a few others. Screen is black.
I'm not familiar with side sync. Not for, so I really can't comment. I don't like commenting on something I'm not familiar with it. But I have to come back to that one. I'm not familiar with that one.
How about using Live Leap for sharing your live videos? Yeah,
there's all kinds of websites and services that do the exact same thing. I would say test it. Have I tested Live Leap with this? No, I haven't tested it. Could be something because I actually have Live Leap, but I haven't tested it, that service with it. But anything that you can use that helps you, do it. That's typically my rule. When I use different programs and software, I see what other people are doing or whatever. But I'm always trying to figure out what works best for Steve, Rachel, Steve, and Lanae. I'm trying to figure out what's going to work best for us, right? And, you know, in certain strategies I'll look at, and again, we might tweak it a little bit. A lot of you guys will use some of these strategies and you're going to tweak it a little bit. You know, some of you are going to use, was it side sync? You know, you might going to do some different things. Some of you are going to use restream. Some of you are going to use different things that can allow you to do different things or different things that you want to do with your marketing, right? So this is just the beginning stage of what you can actually do. And for a lot of you, this is something totally new. You know, and what it's going to do is going to open up more room for different things, because we've seen different things that we can do based off of what we've learned from OBS and a lot of the things that it can do, and then some of the limitations that it has as well, because every program has a limitation. You know, it doesn't matter what you're doing and what you have. It's only going to be able to do so much based off of what you might want to do. So, but the best thing to do is, guys, just get in, go to work, play around, take action. Click on everything, try different things. If you have a thought, you don't know how it works, or you don't know how it will work, whether, test it and see what happens. You know, it's either gonna work like gangbusters or it's not. But either way, I said it on a call earlier, I never lose. I either win or I learn. Okay, you never lose. You're either gonna win really big, or you're gonna learn from from what you did that didn't work so well. Yeah. And you just be able to go from there.
Okay, so side sync allows you to display what's on your phone or your computer screen. One thing that you can use, there's an app that I've been playing around with for a little while. It's called Screen Stream Mirroring, and it connects with OBS, so you can share what's on your phone screen on your computer through OBS to share on your Facebook Live, or you can just go live directly from the Screen Stream Mirroring app and show your phone, as well as, you know, like in the Facebook Live video. So that's another cool
it's a lot of stuff, guys. Use. So there's a lot of options, you know, that you can do. And again, too, if you're new to all of this, disclaimer, start here. Okay, you can still get the course, because you're going to find out going live on your phone is like super, super simple, right? Whether you have an Android or whether you have an iPhone. But that way, that can give you a good introduction into the platform. Okay. And then, even inside the course, we even show you how to use your Android and also your iPhone as well inside the course. So we show you how to do it the basic way, just using your mobile devices. And then from there, then we move on to the next step, and then to the next step, and then to the next step. So we walk you through from the very basic, from your mobile devices, and then onto your desktop, and then onto some of the advanced effects and all that good stuff. So overall, you're going to have a real good understanding of how Facebook Live works, how it can work for you in your business, and all the different things that you can actually do.
But start off on the basics.
Yeah.
If you're new to video marketing, whatever, start off on the basics. And remember too, you know, there's a lot of people that have fear of doing video because they're afraid of, you know, I don't have the right camera, or, you know, I don't know how to edit. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. Well, Facebook Live just takes all of that away, because you don't have to know how to edit. You don't need any fancy equipment. All you need is your cell phone. And you can just click on a button and just go live. It's non-technical. You don't have to know all this fancy stuff, none of it. So I would just say, get started, do a Facebook Live. If you haven't did one, do it tonight. Just go on Facebook, click on the little button, write in your post like you normally do, click go live, and just start talking.
Yep. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, guys. It's all about engagement. It's all about you. It's all about you, okay? It's all about your brand. It's all about the value that you can bring to others. It's all about letting people know what you can do for them as well. And people like joining people. You know, gone are the days of just having a website and everybody just signing up in something. People like to connect with people, and that's how it works.
Let's see.
Any other ones? Hey, Brian, are we still good here, or?
Last question. OBS is free. It's not paid. It is free. Although they do have a donation. So if you want to donate to their cause, feel free.
Yeah. pretty cool free software. Man, can't beat that.
That's it. That's all the questions.
Hey, Brian, we still good or?
Yeah, man, we're awesome. We are awesome. I love some of these tips are just brand new to me too, man. Just watching you guys do your thing. I love the man. Some of the pre-thing. I really think the countdown where you can just leverage yourself and put it in all sorts of different areas, and then of course some of the tips and tricks you showed. With the images and the logos. I mean, guys, you can look good. You can look real good. And I think the best thing. I love that we ended here with the reiteration of go live with your phone first. Okay, just to start doing the dang thing. I love that Stephen mentioned that a couple of times. Guys, thank you. This was another serious, I'm going to rip this up right now and get a recording together and get it out to the field here so they have some ample time to watch this and make a decision about Go Live Studio Pro before midnight on Friday. But yeah, this was pretty cool to watch you do the thing, guys. Both of y'all do it. Yeah, man. Thank you so much as always.
It's fun. I love it. I'm real passionate about, Facebook Live and videos. I'm a big video guy anyway. I love videos and it's perfect. It's like Lanacia said, it just really levels the playing field. So now anybody can really start making videos. And if we have that fear of making videos, you don't have to worry about the fear of editing and all that. And the cool thing is that Facebook Live has been proven time and time again that it really makes a difference in your overall results in your business, in your brand. I mean, I've seen it. I've seen people do lives and they've got hundreds of people on the call, and then they give some offer and everybody just buys. But it's been through process. That person's been doing lives a lot, and they've been communicating and connecting. And so it's a great tool. It's just going to get better, with Facebook as they continue to add more and more features and really set the stage to be the innovators when it comes to live video. So who knows what we're going to be doing by July. So in 6 months, who knows what we'll be able to do with Facebook Live. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the future, and I'm excited for everybody taking advantage of these strategies, because it's not that I think it'll help. It's not, it might help. I know it will help if you start taking advantage of these strategies and implementing them and start staying consistent. It'll definitely make a difference.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot just over the past year. A lot of different MLSP members who do daily live, Facebook Lives, and their engagement from when they first started. For example, Jelena, she was like nowhere on the map, and all of a sudden she started doing Facebook Lives every single day, and now look where she's at.
I can't go to my phone without seeing her. I'm like, man, she's all over the place. Which is good. It's a good thing. That's how you got to do it.
She grew her audience using Facebook Live, and it was just as simple as just her getting on her phone and just sharing the knowledge that she had, learning knowledge and sharing it, or just whatever was on her mind, and just doing videos. And I mean, it's just as simple as that. So, if you're not doing it, you need to start.
Good job. Kudos to everybody doing that, because it definitely makes a difference.
Love it. Well, guys, for hundreds of people still on, Go Live Studio Pro is, it's going to take it to the next level. We stand by our leaders, by the products that they create, and this is an absolute badass, just amazing, course for me, someone who is not technical, to figure out how to pull in done for videos that are already done, or to schedule to make them live simulator videos, so you don't even have to be there if you're busy and working a job, but you still want to partake in the Facebook Live game, as a marketing method, even while you're maybe still working the job, or out, like Rachel said, maybe going to, I know they watch movies all the time, maybe they're doing that and they're running a replay of something, of an awesome webinar or presentation that sells your product or service or offer that is also valuable to your audience. There's so many applications, and OBS, I think Stephen is a little bit generous when he says it's not technical. If I just downloaded OBS, dude, I would have no idea what the heck to do, man. So your videos really helped me actually take what was just like a blank screen and a whole bunch of buttons and turn it into something cool for our business. So much appreciated, guys. Go Live Studio Pro is the link. And I would just say, if this is going to be something, that you're going to embrace as a marketing strategy, we will most likely be adding more videos to it as cool stuff pops up. We might, throw in different things, or might do we're starting on Monday the Facebook Live challenge, which, if there are fears or hangups about Facebook Lives, you're going to be alongside hundreds of other marketers who raised their hand and said, I want to step it up. This is my year. This is a strategy. I know Facebook's hot. I know they're absolutely, prioritizing Facebook Lives. That's where they're headed. That's where Instagram's going, YouTube's going. They need to play this card, and that's why Zuckerberg and House of Facebook is doing. Giving so much priority to their Facebook Lives, because they want that to be like that is the thing that most people love and engage with, is those videos. So if it's a part of the equation for your business, guys, it's $200. If over the next week or two you just get a 10% increase in engagement, what could that mean? If it just, in 6 months increases engagement by 10% over 6 months, is how many more, exposures, likes, leads, buyers, customers? It's a complete no-brainer. If Facebook Live is going to be part of your web marketing plan for this year, which I think you'd be absolutely crazy to not take advantage of the scope, the audience, the how big you can go with Facebook and their ads platform, where this is just a feeder. The organic's great, but I'm telling you what we're doing. One of the big reasons we're doing it is because we've grown our fan page from like 40,000 likes about this time last year to now over 100,000. And this has been a big marketing venture for us. And now we're rolling out a whole bunch of ad spend, and we've got a nice little fan page to do it. And I'm telling you that lives and what we do daily help us grow our fan base organically at a huge level. And now, as we drive more and more corporate traffic, paid dollars, it's going to get a lot more fun because of the work we put in with this, and we'll continue to do. And I highly encourage anyone who wants to really kick it up this year to get. It's $200, guys. These guys could charge a hell lot more for it. We really wanted to keep this affordable for anyone. Because it is kind of like a free strategy, and we know a lot of people are on a budget. But the Rachels know, and myself, obviously, we all know that this is a strategy that if you're going to be growing an audience and building an audience, right, and engaging with that audience, which is two of the three things that we do here at MLSP: build, engage, and sell. You can do two. In fact, you can do all three at a very high level with this marketing strategy called Facebook Live, building, engaging, and selling an audience. So thank you guys for the training tonight. Any last words of wisdom before we close it down? I'm going to push everyone to the sales page, but you guys want to close it up?
Yeah, I would just say is just start. We've shown, you've seen the results. You've seen a lot of people doing a lot of live videos. There's a reason, is because a lot of people are getting a lot of great engagement with it. We know that organic reach on Facebook has kind of gone down with the algorithm and all that. And Facebook Live has really given us a boost to reach more people, more consistently than just doing a regular post or uploading a regular video. You still want to do those things because they still have a part of your business, your overall business. But Facebook Live just really gives you an opportunity to communicate and to connect with your audience. So I would just say, just get started. Just start doing it. What do you got to lose? But possibly a lot of likes, a lot of potential new prospects and things. A lot more engagement. It definitely. I mean, if I had a nickel for every time someone said, "Hey, I connected with you because of your live video," it works, guys. So I would just say, just get started.
Yeah, and you never know what value that you may have to share. Because you may not think that you don't know anything, or you don't are not charismatic enough to do it. It doesn't matter. There's always somebody out there that knows less than what you do. Remember that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that don't even know how to copy and paste. So you really don't know the value that you have, the value that you can share until you start sharing it. So just get out there. whatever hurdles or whatever going through, I don't look right on video or, whatever it is, who cares? Just do it. You just have to put yourself out there, because you're never going to get to where you want to go unless you start.
That's right. That's right. Just got to start, guys.
Yep. All right. Love it, guys. Just got to start. As the Rachel said tonight, start with this. But, I know there's a lot of serious business owners still, 2.5 hours into this webinar. These are the guys and gals on this webinar that are, they're in this. And, I truly hope that you can put it together to even take the pay, do something to get that course, because it will guide you to really master this craft of Facebook Live. And that's where we're playing real big this year in terms of marketing ad spend on that platform, and of course Facebook Lives every single day. So Rachel's, love you guys. Thank you again for the amazing value to the community. As always, your service, man. You guys are just salt of the earth, super cool, genuine. Love you guys. This community is so much better for having you guys here, hang your hats here, and lead at the top with our EMT, our biggest, highest active leadership group inside of MLSP. Thank you. Truly. Thank you. So,
thanks,
all right.
man.
Yes, man. Always. All right, guys, we are going to push you over to GoLiveStudioPro.com. There's a ticker on that website that is not a marketing ploy or some crazy, that is, the Friday, midnight Eastern time. You refresh that page, there's going to be a different price tag on that sales page. And we're doing that because we want to reward those who take action. And the Facebook Live video challenge starts on Monday. So you want to get that course, join the group if you're going to buy it anyway, and take advantage of the social love and support and the extra, comments, likes, shares, reactions that you could get in that group with a few hundred people, jumping in the trenches with you and going through this training course to master the art of Facebook Live. So I'm going to go ahead and send you over there. Rachel, thank you again. Thank you everyone for being here, the guests and members. Man, super value. It just keeps getting better. Love me some Rachel. So all right, guys, I'm going to drive you to that page. Have a great night, everyone. I'm looking forward to starting Monday, this Facebook Live challenge with all of the buyers. Have a great night, everybody. From Brian Finale here at MLSP.com. Keep getting better. Keep growing. You are the one. You can do this. See you guys soon. Have a great night, everybody. Steve and Lanisha, talk to you guys. Yep.
Bye, guys. Okay, you must gotta go potty. Let's go.